Welcome to another episode of Sunday Soul Set. I'm so happy to be here, so excited to see you now or whenever in the future when you come across this video. Welcome, all beautiful souls. And thank you for joining me here in my sanctuary, in my sacred space. And yeah, so I just wanted to come on here like I usually do on Sundays and see what the energies are coming up for the week. Look at the astrology, look at the tarot, see what the tarot is saying, talk about some crystals and setting our intentions and just having a beautiful energy together as we bring in a new week ahead. And so before I get too far ahead of myself, I want to remember to go ahead and get my incense going here. And I love this new setup that I have, honestly, because everything is so convenient for me. Everything is just so accessible and I love it. It's like I can just reach for it as I need it. And yeah, it's lovely. And I think it has a nice feel, a nice vibe. So we'll go ahead here and get the charcoal going so I can get some incense in here. I already lit some of the candles before I started. And if you're here watching me, with me, go ahead and just pop in the comments and say hi and tell me what you're up to and where you're from. All right? And what you plan on doing today or this week. How are you feeling? It's almost time to dump out my cauldron. It's already getting pretty full. And I'll just use some of my brightest blessings incense. And hopefully you all saw my video a couple days ago where I did my altar reset from getting it away from the winter, Christmas, Yule, and more into, just a nice refresh. That was a fun little live video to do with you guys. I thought it was fun. So we'll go ahead and just go this way clockwise. I'm just using the incense to fill and bless the space, clear it, concentrate it, filling it with love and positive energy for you. And in case you're wondering, the Brightest Blessings incense blend that I've sort of created, invented that I use for everything, it's a resin base of frankincense and myrrh, and it also has white sage, lemongrass, rosemary, rose petals, pink or red rose petals, some sandalwood in oil, not the actual herb or bark of sandalwood. It also has did I mention lavender? And yeah, that might be it. Lavender, rosemary, rose, white sage, lemongrass, frankincense, myrrh, with a little bit of sandalwood oil added in there. Yeah, I think that's about it. I think that's everything. So sometimes it kind of changes a little bit, but most of the time that's about generally what it is. So yeah, it has such a beautiful, lovely scent. It literally smells like blessings. So, and then I shall take my selenite wand here and sort of just cleanse and clear and consecrate the space with the wand. Taking it over myself, clearing my own energy a little bit for you. Yeah, and just everybody just take a big deep breath in. Hold for a moment. And breathing it all out through the mouth. And exhale, emptying the lungs. I'm going to breathe in one more time. And release. Exhale. And just get comfortable in our space. Sometimes it takes a moment to sort of get into the moment, come into present moment, and just clear all of the thoughts and all of the worries and all of the stresses of everything that's going on. Because yes, our cosmos has been working hard, and I'm sure you have too. I know I have. The week that we just got out of, that we're moving away from, you know, we just had a couple days ago the new moon in Capricorn on 1/11, and it was a powerful moon, and it was just very intense. It was the perfect day for, you know, really setting those intentions for the beginning of the year, for the new year ahead. And it was almost like it felt almost like the real new year day. It was just so powerful. And I personally did my own magic. I didn't go live. I originally intended to go live with you guys, but I just sort of needed that space for myself. I kind of feel like that is appropriate sometimes when you're doing a lot of really deep intention setting, when you're really focusing on what you want. You don't really want a whole lot of eyes on what it is that you're doing. You know, that's part of, you know, because I follow the witch's pyramid, which is to will, to know, to will, to dare, and to keep silent. And, you know, the keep silent part sometimes can be interpreted for different things, for different reasons. But for me, the keep silent part sometimes means to protect what it is that you're doing, to keep it away from the outside world. And that way there's no outside influence on what it is that you're doing, because, you know, sometimes not everybody is in agreement with your intentions. They don't want the best for you. They might look down on what it is that you're doing, and they don't want you to succeed. They don't want to see your magic come to fruition. And so protecting that can be important in magical practice. You know, there are some times when the intention is for collective meaning, and that's good. And I do that too. Sorry, I had a little bit on my tooth there. So for me, it was important in that moment in particular to do that work on my own, just so that I can really focus on what it was that I was doing without worrying too much about what everybody else, taking care of everybody else and holding space for everybody else. And that's what I did. So, but anyways, I know that, or I'm hoping that you also took advantage of that super powerful new moon and really set those intentions for your goals and what it is that you want to achieve for this new year. And I know that this year has had a lot of pressure on it already to be the best year. I mean, we have really been thinking about our goals and about what it is that we want to do and what it is that we want to achieve, and hoping for the best year, and, you know, seeing a lot of success and a lot of hard work. And that 8 energy is really coming in strong, which I already talked about that in a previous video. Also, that really powerful energy of 8 coming in and saying now, brings in, infinite manifestation and money and prosperity and power and will and drive and ambition, and it's like success, career, business minded, goal setting, and all that stuff is really packed into manifesting and becoming that next level version of ourselves. And sometimes we want these things so badly to come into fruition. But we can become impatient waiting for these things to come in, and we have to sort of remind ourselves. And I kind of feel like the astrology that's coming in this week is supportive in both that I was going to talk about, that it's supportive in helping to manifest those dreams, because when we set our intentions at the beginning of the year on 1/11 at the new moon in Capricorn, the moon is at 0%. It's at that budding stage. The new moon is for new beginnings and new intentions and for the month ahead. And now as we move into this week, January 15th through the 21st, the moon is beginning to wax, and it is growing stronger in strength. So those intentions are starting to build their strength. It's starting to get stronger and more potent, and we can really feel the energy sort of coming up and getting stronger and stronger and stronger throughout the week as this moon gains more energy. And by next week, the following week after, it'll all sort of culminate at that full moon in Leo energy. So we're in that crux of watching everything sort of build and grow in strength. And so now is a really important time to not lose focus on those intentions that we set at the new moon. And so this week is really going to be about what can we do to support those intentions that we set at the new moon. What can we do to really bring things in and nurture those seeds that we planted so that it can fruition throughout the rest of the month and throughout the rest of the year. And like I was saying, this can be a lot of pressure sometimes to get it all done, because Capricorn is a very hard worker. And also when I look at the moon, right now the moon today on Sunday, the moon is in Pisces, and it'll also be in Pisces tomorrow and Monday. So Pisces, mind you, that the moon is our internal energy. It is our emotional self. It is our internal self. It is the hidden aspects, the illusions of our inner self. And then the sun is our outer self, or the outer world energy. And so when I talk about sun energy, I'm talking about the external self, or the external world, the general energy that's around us and what people can see. And then the moon is the energies that's more inner work, inner stuff that we go through, our feelings and stuff like that. So sometimes, what's going on in the world around us, it can be different from how we may feel within us. And the sign that the moon is in can also affect you depending on what the sign the moon is in versus what sign your personal moon is in, or what your sun sign is. So like, say for example, if your sun sign or moon sign would be a Cancer, just throwing a random sign out there. If you are a Cancer sign and the moon is in, say, Pisces, like it is right now, those are two water signs. So water and water seem to be very compatible with each other, and the emotions can be a lot easier to understand and sort of move through because they're very similar. But say if the moon is in a water sign like it is, and you're a fire sign, it may not be as compatible. So there can be, a little bit of tension or resistance in there. So knowing sort of how different elements interact with each other and the lessons that come with that, depending on your own personal chart and signs, is really important with this. So when I sort of share this information, I do try and share it in a comprehensive way, but it's also general at the same time, because you really have to understand your own personal chart in order to understand how these things are going to interact with you. But like I was trying to say, is that the moon is going to start the beginning of the week out in Pisces. So you may be feeling internally, a little bit more dreamy, a little unrealistic, a little escapist, but then also you could be compassionate or romantic. And you may have a sense of like dreaminess, creativity, and wanting to sort of you're really trusting your instincts on this. Pisces really is like the dreamer, the believer in magic, and all this stuff. So there is this dreamy overview for the first couple of days where it's almost like looking at the world through rose-colored glasses and being very optimistic, almost too optimistic, because there is a lack of realistic point of view to it. But Capricorn, that the sun is still in Capricorn and going through the later stages until the next week, when the sun will move into Aquarius and then Pluto will move into Aquarius. And as of today, what is it? We have, sorry, I'm looking at next week. Today, yes, Mercury goes into Capricorn today. So, Mercury in Capricorn brings common sense and realistic thinking. So, we're feeling this, battle between, realistic thoughts, having common sense, looking at things not through rose-colored glasses, but then internally we still want to believe in things that may not be as realistic. But today especially is a great day for a reset in your home, for yourself, getting things going, getting ready for the week ahead. Today's a great day for that. I mean, the sun is like the Capricorn. Today the planet is the ruler, is the sun. So because each day is ruled by a different planet, that's a whole nother step into astrology when you're learning that each day of the week is ruled by a different planet. Today is ruled by the planet of the sun, so we have a lot of solar energy, but then we also have that dreamy water energy, but there's a lot of success behind it. And as we move through the rest of the week and we move out of the water element of the moon, by Tuesday, Wednesday, and then Thursday will be in Aries. So there's going to be a lot of fire energy in our emotions. There can be, openly expressing our emotions, responding impulsively, kind of having a quick temper or sudden outbursts. But you can also be feeling confident and, ready to go. There could be a lot of drive. But if you're someone like me who has a lot of water in their chart, that can be exhausting. So that's what I'm saying. Like, depending on which element you are ruled by, that can sort of conflict. But it can help push things along. But emotionally, when there's a lot of fire energy in the moon, it does tend to bring up sort of like uneasiness, restlessness, frustration, fatigue. It can be draining because it feels like you're just giving so much energy out. It can be very outward draining, and then you find yourself having to replenish yourself. And then by the end of the second half of this week, we'll be moving into Taurus, and Taurus is going to feel a lot more grounded, a lot more calm, a lot more like, okay, I made it through the beginning of the week and things are starting to chill out. But the sun, as it's moving through the later stages of Capricorn, it's still very supportive for all of this work that we're getting ready to start doing, to really push the momentum forward for the intentions that we set for the beginning of the year. But I really feel like, the intention that I would like to set for this week for myself, and maybe for you if this works, is to be patient. That patience is sort of the overarching message that seems to be coming through for me, is that we need to be patient. We need to really just allow the universe to work, and we continue to show up, do what we know what we have to do, and just be patient and allow things to come together. Allow the web to be woven so that things can connect later. You know, we don't want to give up, but we also don't want to overwhelm ourselves by trying to get so much done all at once. Okay, because there is this urge to just try and do everything all at once, to make all these changes all at once, to try and show up and be our best version all at once. And that's unrealistic, I would say. So when I'm thinking about setting our intentions for this week, I was looking through, by the way, this is one of my favorite books that I use to reference a lot of things from. I feel like this is a very helpful book, a useful book that just has a lot of really great information. It's an easy read, and it's, like I was saying, it's great for referencing. I wouldn't say it's like super comprehensive in a lot of stuff, but it is helpful. And it is organized in different types of sections. Like these are more like what is the intention of what it is that you're trying to do, like empowerment, empathy, despair, denial, creativity, courage, connection, confidence, change, boundaries, anxiety. You know, these are all like key words. And then it goes through and sort of there's a couple double in here where it's like denial and acceptance, despair and hope, fear and courage. So it does sort of go near the end of that section. It sort of doubles up on duality aspects. And there's a couple really good ones in here that I wanted to note for today. Well, and then it has the list where it just goes through the crystals, each crystal, and what they're associated with. But I was thinking, with this whole ambitious Capricorn goal setting, we do have a section in here that's all about achieving goals. And the crystals that are recommended, which I have on here, this beautiful calcite. Calcite is one of the recommended ones, which I would agree with. And I also have a calcite, or carnelian, I'm so sorry, carnelian stone necklace that I wire wrapped, and I'm hanging on a long necklace. So I like to keep it long so it's closer to the actual chakra. And then my carnelian bracelet here. And then the other one that's sort of recommended is clear quartz. For carnelian, it says one of the things that often prevents us from achieving our goals is fear, which causes inaction. Fear is a root chakra issue, and carnelian can help unblock this chakra. Carry a piece of carnelian in your pants pocket to help you spur towards your goal-oriented actions. I consider myself carnelian more of a sacral chakra stone because it's more orange, but it can also work for root chakra stuff as well. It also helps with like creativity and all that kind of stuff. And then the clear quartz one, it says you can use the law of attraction to achieve your goals. Basically, law of attraction states that you attract what you're focused your energy on. Therefore, if you change your thoughts about a thing, you'll change how it manifests in your life. You can use clear quartz to amplify this. Create positively spoken affirmations for each of your goals, and then repeat them daily as you hold a piece of clear quartz in either or both of your hands for amplification. And then it also says, setting and achieving goals is an important part of our path. Sometimes we're pursuing long-term goals. However, we get discouraged at how long it takes and lose motivation. It's important to remember, while walking a straight line to a goal may seem ideal, sometimes the detours on the way of our goals offer the most valuable lessons and then insights. And then an affirmation says, anything blocking my path to my goals is dissolved in this moment. So that's great. And one of the meditations is one of the best ways to achieve your goals in meditation is through visualization. Sit comfortably with your eyes closed, breathing normally, speak the mantra, and then now visualize yourself living your life when you have achieved your goals. What will your life look like? What will you do? How will you feel? Make your visualization as detailed as you can and finish by speaking the mantra again. Anything blocking my path to my goals dissolves in this moment. All right. And so I love this because even though it's so easy for me to understand because I've been studying this stuff for a long time, it's good to remind ourselves some of the most basic techniques, which is visualization. We talk a lot about imagining what it is that we want our lives to be and how we are going to move about our day, what it's going to look like, what it's going to feel like, what it's going to smell like, what it's going to taste like, and really diving into that daydream imagination to create the world or what we want to see in our mind, and then embody that to not let go of the vision. And great way of bringing that imagination out of our heads and into reality is by making vision boards. We see people talking about this all the time, the creation of vision boards. They're helpful tools because it keeps the vision right directly in front of you. Because on days when we become overworked, we become distracted, we become stressed and overwhelmed with life, or we become down, and the darker parts of our mind tend to take over, and it blocks out that vision. And so having a vision board is useful in the sense that it keeps that what you want in front of you, so you don't lose sight of your goals, so you don't lose sight of what it is that you desire. And then also the scripting, journaling aspect of it, where you sort of write it out like you're writing out a movie, or journaling throughout your imagination of what it is that you want to see a year from now, or however it is that you choose to do it. And rereading it periodically, writing down affirmations that are aligned with your goals, and doing the 3-6-9 method, which the way that I've sort of like to use the 3-6-9 method is, at 3 times a day. Usually you can do 3 o'clock in the morning, 6 o'clock in the morning, 9 o'clock in the morning, and then do it again later. But I like to sort of just do it 3 times a day, equally spaced apart, 8 hours apart. So that you have the early morning one, the noon one, and then the evening one right before you go to bed. And you 3 times in the morning, repeat your affirmations. 6 times in the middle of the day, you repeat your affirmations. And then 6 or 9 times at the end of the day, you repeat the same affirmations. And you do it 3, 6, and then 9. And when you're done afterward, it's good to close with a gratitude prayer, where you just sort of say thank you for at least, 3 things in the morning, 6 things in the middle of the day, and then 9 things to be grateful for in the evening. You can do it that way, or you can just spit out whatever it is that you're grateful for. So it's like you're setting your affirmations, but you're also grateful for what it is that you want. These are great practices to do to continue throughout, achieving your goals and keeping what it is that we want in front of us. But like the point that I was trying to make is that we can become so focused on hoping for these things to manifest and wanting these things to manifest and become real so much that we become impatient, we become frustrated, and we go, why isn't this happening for us? And we forget that we're allowing things to work. Capricorn is an earth sign. Earth signs are slow in the sense that they are the slowest moving element of energy. They are solid. They don't like change very much. They tend to like things to stay that the way that they are. They like tradition, they like structure, they like to have a routine. They don't want people coming in and messing up all their stuff. They don't like to really move a lot. So even though this is a very ambitious and driven sign for success and career, there's not really a lot of desire to create fast changes. There is a very thought out, way of going about it. Like, I'll take a risk, but only after I've planned everything out before I make the change. And so embodying that, remember that this is going to take time. You have to build the foundation. You have to move it rock by rock. You have to take it step by step up the mountain. You have to scale. If you imagine life as a mountain and your goals are at the top of the mountain, you have to be like a Capricorn and sort of just move up the mountain steadily, slowly, and sure-footed, and to not lose sight of where it is that you're going. Don't look down because you're going to freak yourself out. But sometimes you kind of have to look down if you want to remind yourself how far you've already come. Because sometimes it can seem so far away, we forget to look back and be like, oh my gosh, I've really gone a lot farther than I ever have. If you've ever decided to go for a walk through the woods, and you walk through the woods for like 2 hours and just meander, which I love to do, just meander, go off the beaten path and just go wherever my desires take me. But then 2 hours go by and you go, oh my gosh, where am I? I've gone this far. Now I have to turn around and go all the way back. And then by the time you find your way back out, however it is that you might not even come out the same way you came in, because maybe you get lost like I do. But it makes you realize how far you actually have gone, because you're not paying attention to the steps. You're just paying attention to where you're going and what it is that is in front of you. But it can be discouraging. And so another section that I want to read is for stress and peace, because peace is going to be important for us. I don't even have my chapstick on me. That's disappointing. My lips are really dry. So let's try and sort of ground ourselves and bring us into a sense of calmness and peace as we move through trying to get to where it is that we want to go, okay? So it's saying stress and peace. Too much stress in your life can rob you of your sense of peacefulness. Finding a place of peace within, however, can provide refuge from unavoidable stress, allowing you some respite during stressful times. We all have a peaceful place in us where we can go and recharge, no matter what's going on in our lives. Locating your source of peace can help you keep stress at bay. And the affirmation is, I release all stress and enter my place of peace. We all just take a deep breath on that one. I'll say that one more time. I release all stress and enter my place of peace. Meditation would be to sit quietly with your eyes closed, breathing deeply, focus all your energy within, and locating a quiet space within you. As you focus on this peaceful place, inhale peace and exhale stress while repeating this mantra, and stay in the meditation for at least 10 minutes. That big breathe in the good shit and breathe out the bullshit. That's how I like to say it. And some remedy stones is onyx and selenite. So a black stone and a white stone. That's generally what you're thinking. A black stone and a white stone. Onyx and selenite like each other, but so does tourmaline, so does jet, so does obsidian. There's quite a few options when it comes to your clears and whites and blacks. Whatever you have available that works for you. Those are great options. Black onyx absorbs negativity, while selenite has a very peaceful energy. Holding selenite or even gazing at it can help you reach a more calm and peaceful state, which is one of the main reasons why selenite is a very common stone, crystal, mineral for wands, especially, and for charging plates. I mean, they make a lot of different things out of selenite, and it's in a lot of different technologies and stuff. It amplifies energies. It directs energies. It clears energies. It charges other stones. There's so much that goes into selenite. But selenite is a very calming stone. It does help to just clear away all this energy, and you can get yourself a nice piece that you can work with regularly to help regulate and align, clear, balance, all that stuff. It's a great tool to have. And then also the black onyx is also really great for protection, grounding, strength, all that, removing negative energy. Most black stones do about pretty much the same thing with slight differences. During these times of stress, keep onyx and selenite with you. When you feel stressed, hold the onyx in your giving dominant hand, breathing deeply and allowing it to absorb your stress. Then hold the selenite in your receiving non-dominant hand and gaze deeply into its depths as you take deep breaths and repeat this mantra 10 times. The mantra that we had already read. I release all stress and enter my place of peace. And then another recommended remedy is obsidian and blue calcite. So we're going back to a black stone, but now we're entering in a blue stone. Blue stones are also very common. Blue calcite. Obsidian can calm and absorb negative energy, while blue calcite can help ease physical signs of stress, soothing your senses and allowing you to find inner peace. Hold the obsidian in your giving dominant hand, similar to what we did with the first one, and allowing you to find inner peace. It'll absorb negative energy, while blue calcite can help ease physical signs of stress, soothing your senses and allowing you to find inner peace. Holding the obsidian in your giving dominant hand and the blue calcite in the receiving non-dominant hand as you do the meditation. And then tip, if you work in a very stressful environment, keep a piece of selenite on your desk. One good choice that you can find in many crystal shops is a selenite tower on a lighted base. These base changes the color of the light, making the selenite glow in different hues. Watching the selenite glow with changing colors can release stress and increase your feelings of peace. Yes, that's wonderful. I love that. One, I do have a selenite tower, but I don't have one of those color changing light bases, but I do have my essential oil diffuser where you put water and a few drops of essential oil in it, and it changes colors like that. And I love that it can. And I can change the settings so they can be on one specific color if I wanted to, but I like watching it slowly change through all the different colors. So that does help bring peace and balance and all that stuff. So that's a good tip, just to sort of brighten things up and change up the vibe and bring in positive energy. And also, I know I've mentioned these stones before, but because we're in that strong Capricorn go-getter energy and we're trying to, achieve our goals for the beginning of the year and all that stuff, I want to bring back one of the goodies, all right? My, what is this one called? Now that I gotta think about it. The name has blanked me. But anyways, I will hold it up to here so that you can see it. This is what it looks like. It's a type of jasper. It's totally blanked my mind. Anyways, this type of crystal, if you can identify it, it's a type of jasper or calcite or something like that. This one is especially good for removing blockages. okay, and helping you break bad habits. And it's sort of like a road opener type of crystal. If you work with road opening oils, that would be a great oil to make and to work with at this time. Removing obstacles, clearing the way, opening the road, making things easy, making it easy to set habits and routines that are in flow, and opening up opportunities that are in alignment with what it is that you want to achieve and all that stuff. This crystal is great for that. And I love to keep it on my office desk around where I do most of my work, because we have certain creative blockages or money blockages or motivational blockages that have to do with the work that we do. If you can keep one of these in an area where you seem to find a lot of certain obstacles or bad habits around that in that space or on yourself, you can get one that's not a tower and carry it in your pocket so that you always have it with you. But I like having the tower in my workspace. And then another really great, it can be any kind of stone that sort of has that earthy vibe, that has that very grounded, connected to the earth vibe, such as this. This is my palm stone of dragonstone. I love this stone. This one's got a lot of really great attributes to it as well, but I like to keep it as like sort of my grounding and centering stone, where when I really need a moment to come back into space and to really just get the anxiety out, because we tend to get anxiety and we can feel ourselves vibrating and our heart starts racing, and maybe you'll start fidgeting a lot, and anxiety sort of manifests physically in us and in our minds, and you can feel it's like it's just a tension building, and it just trying to remember to come back down, breathe until you stop vibrating. I love that way that sort of sounds. I have an English teacher that I had last semester that at the very beginning on the first day, she was like, just telling everybody that when things get stressful, just breathe until you stop vibrating. And I'm like, I love the way that she said that. And I've had that stuck into my head this whole time. And it really does help. Breathe until you stop vibrating. Then having a grounding stone in your palm that you can just hold and just breathe through, that can take all your worries and take all of your stresses away from you in moments where it feels so overwhelming, So those type of stones are also really helpful. And to go with the carnelian, which I love, and since we're in winter too, and we're doing a lot of cleaning, a lot of organizing, and we want to bring in that creativity and that confidence and that, that solar plexus energy, that root chakra energy. I have here I made a collection of chakra sprays for myself that I use in my practice. And this one is pretty much just carnelian, little tiny carnelian stones inside with essential oil of orange essential oil in it. And so this is what I consider my sacral chakra spray, but I love it because you can coat yourself in that beautiful orange scent. I love the orange scent. It freshens everything up. It's sort of grounding. It sort of brings you back into center, but it also is awakening. It's sort of like it's a nice balance of being awake while also being calm. I love that energy of wild orange essential oil. You don't have to, a spray is nice. I put mine in with a little bit of blessed moon water, and then with the little stones, you kind of give it a little shake before you spray it. That way it sort of re-blends the oils, because water and oil obviously doesn't mix. But yeah, that's a great way to keep certain essential oils on you and easy to go whenever you want. And orange is one of my favorite ones to work with. And then another really good one, if you want to focus and, keep with the memory, and there's rosemary too, is also a really good one to pair with orange, I think, is really helps with studying and staying focused and staying creative and all that stuff. But yeah, the week that we're going into is just sort of keeping the momentum going, staying on track, staying with the routine that you've already created, sticking to the plan, but also being patient and trusting that this is a one step in front of the other process. Okay? And to not try and run ahead and do all the things, because what you're going to do is you're going to burn yourself out. And then, next week when the sun and Pluto move into Aquarius, we'll talk about that energy more next week. But for right now, just know that we're sort of in that building phase. We're in the building energy for this week ahead. And so let's just keep on trucking, keep on going. I'm going to sprinkle on a little bit more incense here. And while I get around here, go ahead and pop in the comments what your intentions are for this week. Let me know how you're doing, if any of this is resonating with you. And I'm going to go ahead and just do a little bit of drumming for a couple of minutes. And while I drum, you can just sit and relax and breathe and ground, center yourself. What messages are coming through for you right now from your guides, from your spirits, from your higher self? Any of that information that I was sharing earlier, let it come into you. If it resonates with you, sit with it and see how that feels. And if it's in alignment. And if it was, say thank you, thank you, thank you, thank you. And if it didn't resonate with you, say thank you and then let it go and release it so that someone else who needs it can pick that up. Connecting with that slow heartbeat, earth energy from the drum. While we're sitting here, we would like to say thank you to our spirit guides, guardian angels, great teachers, ascended masters, any deities, the god, the goddess, Jesus, whoever and is that you associate yourself with. Call in all those higher realm energy spirits that you work with and that you know are there to protect you and guide you along your journey, to give you some positive energy, positive vibes, little messages whisper to your heart. We thank them for always being with us. And we welcome in and thank for being here the elements always: air, fire, water, and earth, to heal our mind, our energy, our emotions, and our physical bodies, our spirits, to just bring us into alignment, bring us balance, bring us grounding, bring us strength, bring us flow, open us up to our intuition, our strength, and our courage. Nourish us. We thank thee. And I thank you for being here in this space, for sitting and joining on this beautiful, wonderful winter Sunday. I hope it's lovely wherever it is that you are. I hope that you have good sunshine, good weather. I know we have snow, but snow is still beautiful. It reminds us to be still. And if you're on the other side of the world and you have summer coming in, yay, or fall maybe, you're in the late stages of summer right now, may you enjoy your beautiful summer. And soon the wheel will turn, as it always does, as we continue on. Thank you for another opportunity, for another day, for another week, for another year, for another moment in this time where we can show up and be our best selves and learn what it is that we need to learn. Blessed be. I hope that drumming was nice for you. Now, I'm going to go ahead and pull some cards and see what energies are coming through for the collective. This is a general reading for anybody who's watching this now or later. Whatever messages come through, if they resonate with you, take them. I hope they guide you. And if they don't resonate, that's fine. Just leave it for somebody else. Spirit, great spirit. Let's see what messages are coming through for the collective this week. Let's see what we need to know, what's going to help us continue on our journey. We can feel our destiny opening up. Ooh. I'm sorry, I was looking at the numerology or the old style. I think that's a 6. Sorry. 6 of fire came through. Lovely. The 6 of fire, the 6 of swords. And this is sort of showing that our actions are finally starting to move in the direction that it is that we want to go. But there's sort of like a decisiveness that's going on. You know, are you taking the actions that are moving you towards your destiny, or are you taking inaction? All right. So really thinking about what are you on that journey? Are you on that path? Are you taking action? Or are you still struggling with the mindset work or finding the motivation to make the changes? Now, I know Capricorn struggles with making changes. We already talked about that. But it is willing to make changes if it knows that those changes are going to benefit them in achieving their dreams, okay? So make sure that if you are struggling with, still struggling with fighting off those old habits that are no longer serving you, that you find the strength to fight through what is holding you back. Excuse me. We have heaven and earth, okay? The 11 of earth. So balancing, be like a tree, okay? Be like a tree. Dig your roots deep and reach for the stars, okay? And find patience. Realize that time is an illusion. We have to keep reminding ourselves this because we want things to happen when we want things to happen, but they have to be in alignment, and you have to be in alignment. You have to be in alignment with what it is that you want and what it is that you're going for. But finding grace and balancing those cosmic energies with those lower earthy energies, and realizing that things just sort of have to move in that perfect cylindrical time. Go and sit in nature, sit under a tree, and just sort of align yourself and ground yourself and center yourself and connect with the cosmos. Opening up that crown chakra to the higher realms while also connecting that root chakra to the earth and aligning all those chakras. It seems so simple, but these messages continue to come up because there is still work that we have to do, but realizing that we have already done a lot of work already. We have the 9 of fire as well. A beautiful masculine energy coming through right now. The 9 symbolizes the end of a cycle and the beginning of a new one, sort of coming into yourself. There is this beautiful standing in your own confidence, standing in your beauty, standing in who you are, and, really just sort of activating that energy. Fire for me is very activating in the sense that it has a lot of power, it has a lot of strength, it has a lot of courage, it has a lot of just activation and drive and motivation. It is energy, and it is the light. And so activate yourself. Get in alignment with yourself and realize that you may be going through the ending of a cycle. You're letting go of old actions that have been holding you back, old you that's been holding you back, and just let go and try to find ways to reintegrate new routines and new patterns that will support you along your journey. It's about embodying what it is that you desire. If you want to be successful in a certain way, if you want to be seen as a certain type of person in a certain way, then you have to learn how to embody that, and you have to learn how to take those steps, and you have to learn to say, that part of me served me, at that phase and that cycle of my life, but that cycle and phase of my life is over. That journey part, that old me is over. I'm opening up a new story now. And so I have to embody that new story. I have to become in alignment with that new story. And my actions have to walk in that story. Let's see what messages are coming through on my Work Your Light Starseed Oracle combination deck. What Oracle has to say this week for us. I'm seeing an opening of the heart with this rose. Opening of the heart. Following our heart, following our passion. Jump in. Beautiful. Jump in. Andromedian energy, adventure, and say yes to change. All right. So say yes to change. Let's stop holding ourselves back and, being afraid of change, because, I know that we want to take our time and be patient like Capricorn does, but also don't be resistant to the change that you want to see. This can be very counterintuitive. A lot of times we want change and we desire change and we want things to be different. We're not happy with what it is that we want. But then at the same time, anytime that it requires any type of change, it stirs up all this fear and all this resistance. And it's like, how are we supposed to get the change that we want if we keep running away from it every time it comes up? The cosmic heart, devotion, potency, make your life a moving prayer. Oh, beautiful, beautiful, beautiful. The cosmic heart. See, that's why I was saying here, the way he was holding the rose, and it was sort of like right there in that lower throat chakra / higher heart chakra area. It's that opening up of the heart and of the throat and expressing yourself and just sort of letting it all come out. All right, there's that overflow energy in this cycle change, and the cosmic heart also coming through here. It is time to open up your heart and to make your life a moving prayer. That every day, these routines that we sort of dedicate to saying, like, this is my daily routine, this is my schedule. I wake up at this time, I make breakfast at this time, my kid gets on the school bus at this time, I go to work at this time, I do this while I'm at work, and then when I come home, I gotta pick my kids up from, the club, take them to their sports, we have to do homework, we have to make dinner, we have to clean the clothes, and I have to do this, and I have to do that, and then you go through all this routine. And we can get stuck in that routine and, say yes to change. We have to change those parts of our daily routine that are not benefiting us. And that takes time. We're not going to wake up one day and be a completely different person. It does take time. But when we make our routine a moving prayer, what about your routine can you bring the magic into the mundane to make it, instead of routine, but ritual, in the sense that I'm doing this for my higher self, or for the higher source, for moving into my destiny, for walking the mission, my purpose, the reason why I'm here. Even though I am just washing the dishes or mopping the floors or driving to and from work, even though those things may seem so petty or so mundane that they just sort of become nothing and normal to us, and but if we bring the magic and the purpose and the mission into every little step that we do every day, that we can suddenly start to see the magic in everything. There's suddenly, you find magic in doing the dishes, and suddenly you find magic in mopping the floors, and suddenly you find the magic in that commute around town when you're getting to where it is that you want to go. You find the magic in all those little things, and then you open up your heart to those infinite possibilities to allow you to say yes to the change, because now the change no longer feels scary. Now the change feels good. I want to pull one more card from the Oracle. Let's see what else the Oracle is saying for us this week. One more message for us. What does the collective need to know? All paths lead home. I love this. Inner authority, intuition, turn your gaze within. All paths lead home. Lovely. This is something, it is of an inner journey. Like I was saying, this inner journey that we're going on, our inner selves, you know, finding what feels right. Okay. Realizing that there is so many opportunities that when we only looking for one specific path, because we think, you know, I have to do X, Y, Z to get A, B, and C. All right. And you have already created this path, and you've already created this step by step. And even though, yes, that is helpful, that is great to have goals, it is great to have a step-by-step plan, it is great to have a routine and things that are going to help us, but also leaving some empty space in that planner, leaving some empty space in your routine so that you can leave things open for the universe to work in your favor, so that you're not so rigid and needing to control every teeny tiny little aspect, and you suck out the joy of what it is that you want, and that we constrict those opportunities, and then the universe can no longer be creative. Creativity works best when it has inspiration and maybe some set of rules, but then also enough room to allow you to use what it is you have to create something new. And you sort of have to do that with the universe. You want to have a good routine, you want to have goals, but you also want to leave it open so that those paths can come in and in unexpected places. All right. And so that you can allow opportunity to come in. Okay. Trust your intuition, trust your guidance, open yourself up to all these beautiful opportunities that are going to come in for you. All right. Now let's see here what the Spirit Animal Oracle has to say for us this week. Which animal spirit will guide us this week? Oh, well, first of all, we have a bobcat right on top. So the number 8, strength, infinite magician energy. Okay, the bobcat spirit is here. Life is a mystery. Let's see what the book says. Oh, excuse me. See what the book says. I'm not going to probably read this whole thing, but I'll read a little bit of it. The bobcat moves furtively and mysteriously, and when bobcat spirit comes to you, she brings a powerful reminder that not all things in life can be explained or understood through the power of the intellect. Trying to figure things out, find logical explanations, or predict what will happen based on reason and facts will not provide you with the certainty and comfort that you seek. Bobcat asks you to trust in the great mystery and let the secrets of the universe reveal themselves to you through direct experience. Allow your vision to slip into soft focus, and you will see between the lines and observe what has been hidden there all along. Bobcat Spirit helps you to know intimately the pulse of the divine in the world. Trust in the wisdom and revelations that come to you, and yet know that understanding may not come as you would like it to. What you experience through your heart and intuition, which comes to you as the voice of your inner knowing, will guide you as you accept that secrecy is woven into the fabric of existence. No matter what, the appearance of Bobcat Spirit is a sign that you are being called to trust, even when what is revealed does not agree with your need for intellectual certainty. Ooh, love that. It's beautiful and it's totally in alignment. I love that. And then we also have here a couple other cards that fell out along with Bobcat. I'm just going to hold them up for you real quick in case they are in alignment with your energy. We have here 25, which is number 7. Number 7, Elephant Spirit. Learn from the past. Beautiful. I love elephant. Number 7 came through. We also have 38, which is 11. So we have number 11, 38, 11. Lizard Spirit. Dream the world into being. Yes, yes, yes. And then finally, number 19, 10, 1. So 1. Dog Spirit. Be loyal to what you love. Okay, so if any of those animal spirits came through and resonated with you, please let me know in the comments down below. So we have number 8, Bobcat Spirit. Number 7, 25, 7, Elephant Spirit. We have 38 or 11, Lizard Spirit. And then number 19 or 1, Dog Spirit. So those are beautiful. I love these animal cards so much. They're so much fun to use. And then I have over here, I'm just going to pull, see what comes through here real quick with, I combined these little oracle cards, Herbology and Crystallology together. The Plant Kingdom and the Crystal Kingdom combined into one oracle. So let's see what messages are coming through from the Crystal and Plant Kingdom. Ooh, we have rosemary. Rosemary is a wonderful herb. It's one of my favorite herbs. I use it in almost everything. Remembrance. Rosemary does help with memory. All right. So, like I was saying earlier, rosemary would be a great useful herb to be using this week. It's so lovely. There's so many properties and it's so available, and you know, it's such a lovely scent, a fresh scent. But what is it that you need to remember? Do you need to remember your value? Do you need to remember your worth? And then we have here self-heal. Ripple outward. Ripple outward. That's beautiful. A lot of self-healing that's in this card. You need to work on nurturing yourself, taking care of yourself, and not being able to, or not being afraid to expand and take up space and realize that even though you may be a small drop of water in this great big ocean, that you can have an impact on the world, and that you do influence others. You do influence and have an impact, and you do have value, and you do have worth. And so you have to take care of yourself. You have to work on that vibration and what it is that you are putting out into the world. What kind of effect are you making on the world? What impact are you making? What ripple are you rippling out with every step that you go? All right, that's lovely, lovely. One more. What is the final message for this week from the Crystal Plant Kingdom? Ooh. We are one. Quaking aspen. Lovely. We are one. Realizing we're all in this together, that we can all hold our hands. Our roots are holding hands, realizing that, you know, we all come from one source is kind of what I'm getting from this, that our ancestry, our roots, you know, there's so much discussion about these different types of things, like this culture, this background, you know, this ancestry, but at the end of the day, we all sort of have the same ancestry. We all have the same tree. We all come from the same roots. We're all people. We're all human. Yeah, we're different. Yeah, you know, we've expanded, and but at the begin and at the end of the day, we're all related. We're all connected. We are one. And this is such a beautiful message that's coming through for the collective right now. Just to remember that, you know, that our purpose here and us being humans, we are supposed to take care of each other. We're supposed to take care of the earth. We're supposed to love each other for each other's uniqueness and for each other's gifts. And, you know, and that we have a collective mission to be better and to do better in a way that's loving, in a way that's supportive, in a way that's towards the future. And remembering, yes, we do have a collective past, but we need to heal from that path and realize that the ripple that we're putting out, to remember who we are, to remember that we have all got the same, you know, background, that we all come from the same source, and that all paths lead home. Oh my gosh, I kind of feel like it's all sort of coming together. Oh, and I almost forgot. I did pull this out. This is, it says mindfulness meditation. This is sort of like an oracle deck, affirmations, intentions type of deck. I'm going to pull just one out of here. I haven't used this one in a while, but I've been sort of trying to reuse it. And pretty much the blue ones, the blue cards have quotes to meditate on, and the purple ones are affirmations. And they're sort of just mixed in. So I'm going to go ahead and shuffle this deck and see what messages come through, what affirmations or things to meditate on for today and for the week. All right, quote to meditate on. Nothing exists the way it appears. It is all up to our karma. Nothing exists the way it appears. It is all up to our karma. Hold that up so that you can read that. Lovely. You can go ahead and write that down. Repeat that. That's a beautiful message for this week. There's a lot to think on in that. And so, yes, thank you all for joining me now, today, this Sunday, or throughout the week whenever you see this video. I hope that this message has served you. I hope that these intentions that we set together and we move through the rest of our beautiful Sunday and we get that reset energy going and, you know, just do everything we need to do so that we can start a new, fresh week with this wonderful, positive energy and with love in our hearts and with gratitude and with knowing that with every step that we take, we're just taking one step closer to the top of the mountain, but to stay sure-footed and to stay patient and to stay grounded and to do it with love in our hearts. All right? I love you all. I'm wishing you all the best. I hope that everything that you want is coming to you, and I just hope that everything works out, and I will see you all next week. Bye. Blessed be.